Thank you, sis. I just now remembered to send out the code or the live stream to Tony and other friends. Completely forgot. To the last minute, of course. There she is. There's Tony in the house. Love you too. Oh, I should just throw up a quick tab for Facebook, but I'm like really running behind today. I went shopping today. Got a few things. My Christmas gift was these. Not sponsored by them or anything, but I have to have earbuds. Otherwise, I can't hear what I'm listening to. But anyway, yeah. It is AA today. Hope everybody is ready for their holiday, whichever holiday they are celebrating. We will be with my parents for Christmas. And organization for AA is not a must because we're never organized. Especially in this one. Just in case. Oh, what a day, what a day. I figured I would change doing Thursday nights and doing them in the evening because there's a lot of people that aren't home until in the evening or home super early, depending on where they're at from me. So I know not everybody can come to a late meeting. That's why I do 2 opposite times now instead of doing them both at the same time on different days. But peppermint mocha, the must. Oh, I think I'd get a cold or something, which is not good. I'll be wearing a freaking mask on Christmas if I don't feel better. The dog is over on the couch, snipping where we were sitting to eat. He's just snipping everywhere. You better get out of that. You're going to get in trouble. He thinks he's sneaky, but we can see him. We're watching. He is quite the dog. I mean, he fits in with this bunch. For sure, fits in with us. Anyways, so if you're new here, I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, I post in the description, it will say more under the video. I have slacked on putting them into my playlist. I have to go back and go back through and find the ones that I haven't put on the playlist yet. But I always put in the description what book I'm reading, what page I'm on, because if we're in the big book, they're different. I am in the 4th edition, and so, like I said, there is other editions, so the pages might be different. So that's why I put the story that we're on, and all of that good stuff. And I get the steps and stuff out of the front of the book, even though I know them by heart. I still sometimes will get tongue-tied and have to correct myself. Like, if I skipped one, I have to go back and reread it. Yes, I do that. Even 11 years sober, yes. Anyways, this is a judgment-free zone, so if you feel you're going to not be kind in the chat, just don't go in the chat. I do these because I received AA for free, and I'm giving this for free to other alcoholics who don't know that there is help, or maybe they just can't get to a meeting, or for people that support my channels to help their family member or a friend that they know who may be struggling with an addiction or alcoholism, because yes, it does help knowing what us alcoholics go through, and reading these books helps to have them understand the alcoholic's mind, as well as things that they can make the progress easier on them and their families, as well as us alcoholics trying to stay in the program and work it and stay sober. So, anyways. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7, humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Man, y'all, the hot flashes are not fun. Not fun at all. I don't like this ride called life of a woman going through a change there. Wait, so we are on our Southern Friend on 208 in the 4th edition. But if you don't have a book, don't worry. I'm going to read it anyway, and then I'm going to talk about things that it means to me. And if you want to chat in the chat about if something stands out to you, put it in the chat and I'll respond. I have a dog down here that wants me to pick him up, but he can jump up and I don't want him on my lap right now. Our Southern friend. Pioneer AA minister's son and Southern farmer, he asked, "Who am I to say there is no God?" My work is beating me up. Father is an Episcopal, however you say that word, minister, and his work takes him over long drives on bad roads. His parishioners are limited in number, but his friends are many. For to him, race, creed, or social position makes no difference. It is not long before he drives up in the buggy. Both he and old Maud are glad to get home. The drive was long and cold, but he was thankful for the hot bricks that some thoughtful person had given him for his feet. Soon supper is on the table. Father says grace, which delays my attack on the buckwheat cakes and sausage. Bedtime comes. I climb to my room in the attic. It is cold, so there is no delay. I crawl under a pile of blankets and blow out the candle. The wind is rising and howls around the house. But I am safe and warm. I fall into a dreamless sleep. I am in church. Father is delivering his sermon. A wasp is crawling up the back of the lady in front of me. I wondered if it will reach her neck. Shucks. It has flown away. At last, the message has been delivered. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. I hunt for my nickel to drop in the plate so that mine will be seen. I am in another fellow's room at college. Freshman said he to me, "Do you ever take a drink?" I hesitated. Father had never directly spoken to me about drinking, but he never drank any, so far as I knew. Mother hated liquor and feared a drunken man. Her brother had been a drinker and had died in a state hospital for the insane. But his life was unmentioned so far as I was concerned. I had never had a drink, but I had seen enough merriment in the boys who were drinking to be interested. I would never be like the village drunkard at home. "Well," said the older boy, "do you?" "Once in a while," I lied. I could not let him think I was a sissy. "Come on, get up here, then." Where was I? got me lost on my spot, dog. Okay. Once in a while, I lied. I could not let him think I was a sissy. He poured out 2 drinks. Here's looking at you, he said he. I gulped it down and choked. I didn't like it, but I would not say so. A mellow glow stole over me. This wasn't so bad after all. Sure, I'd have another. The glow increased. Other boys came in. My tongue loosened. Everyone laughed loudly. I was witty. I had no inferiorities. Why, I wasn't even ashamed of my skinny legs. This was the real thing. A haze filled the room. The electric light began to move. Then 2 bulbs appeared. The faces of the other boys grew dim. How sick I felt. I staggered to the bathroom. Shouldn't have drunk so much or so fast, but I knew how to handle it now. I drank like a gentleman after this. And so I met John Barleycorn, the grand fellow who at my call made me a hail fellow well met. Okay. Who gave me such a fine voice, as we sang, Hail, hail, the gang's all here, and sweet Adeline. Who gave me freedom from fear and feelings of inferiority. Good old John, he was my pal, all right. Final exams of my senior year, and I may somehow graduate. I would never have tried, but Mother counts on it, so a case of measles saved me from being kicked out during my sophomore year. But the end is in sight. My last exam, and an easy one. I gaze at the board with its questions. Can't remember the answer to the first. I'll try the second. No soap there. I don't seem to remember anything. I concentrated on one of the questions. I don't seem to be able to keep my mind on what I am doing. I get uneasy. If I don't get started soon, I won't have time to finish. No use. I can't think. Dude, you gotta get down. Can one of you guys take him, please? I leave the room which the honor system allows. I go to my room. I pour out half a tumbler of grain alcohol and fill it with ginger ale. Now back to the exam. My pen moves rapidly. I know enough of the answers to get by.
You want to go lay down with Daddy? Let's go lay down with Daddy.
Good old John Barleycorn. He can be depended on. What a wonderful power he has over the mind. He has given me my diploma. Underweight, how I hate that word. 3 attempts to enlist in the service and 3 failures because of being skinny. True, I have recently recovered from pneumonia and have an alibi, but my friends are in the war or going, and I am not. I visit a friend who is awaiting orders. The atmosphere of eat, drink, and be merry prevails, and I absorb it. I drink a lot every night. I can hold a lot now, more than the others. I am examined for the draft and pass the physical test. I am to go to camp on November 13th. The armistice is signed on the 11th and the draft is called off. Never in the service. The war leaves me with a pair of blankets, a toilet kit, a sweater knit by my sister, and a still greater sense of impurity. It is 10 o'clock of a Saturday night. I am working hard on the books of a subsidiary company of a large corporation. I've had experience in selling and collecting and in accounting, and I am on my way up the ladder. Then the crack up. Cotton struck the skids and collections went cold. A $23 million surplus wiped out. Officers closed up and workers discharged. I and the books of my division have been transferred to the head office. I have no assistants and am working nights, Saturdays and Sundays. My salary has been cut. My wife and new baby are fortunately staying with relatives. I feel exhausted. The doctor has told me that if I don't give up inside work, I'll have tuberculosis. But what am I to do? I have a family to support and have no time to be looking for another job. I reach for the bottle that I just got from George, the elevator boy. I am a traveling salesman. The day is over and business has been not so good. I'll go to bed. I wish I were home with the family and not in this dingy hotel. Well, look who's here. Good old Charlie. It's great to see him. How's the boy? A drink? You bet your life. Why buy a gallon of corn? Because it is so cheap. Yet I am fairly steady when I go to bed. Morning comes, I feel horrible. A little drink will put me on my feet. But it takes others to keep me there. I become a teacher in a boys' school. I am happy in my work. I like the boys and we have lots of fun in class and out. Don't feel like crap. The doctor's bills are heavy and the bank account is low. My wife's parents came to our assistance. I am filled with hurt pride and self-pity. I seem to get no sympathy for my illness and have no appreciation of the love behind the gift. I call the bootlegger and fill up my charred keg, but I do not wait for the charred keg to work. I get drunk. My wife is extremely unhappy. Her father comes to sit with me. He never says an unkind word. He is a real friend, but I do not appreciate him. We are staying with my wife's father. Her mother is in a critical condition at a hospital. I cannot sleep. I must get myself together. I sneak downstairs and get a bottle of whiskey from the cellaret. I pour drinks down my throat. My father-in-law upstairs. My father-in-law appears. Have a drink, I ask. He makes no reply and hardly seems to see me. His wife dies that night. Mother has been dying of cancer for a long time. She is near the end now and is in a hospital. I have been drinking a lot but never get drunk. Mother must never know I see her about to go. I return to the hotel where I am staying and get gin from the bellboy. I drink and go to bed. I take a few the next morning and go see my mother once more. I cannot stand it. I go back to the hotel and get more gin. I drink steadily. I come to at 3 in the morning. The indescribable torture has me again. I turn on the light. I must get out of the room, or I shall jump out the window. I walk miles, no use. I go to the hospital where I have made friends with the night superintendent. She puts me to bed and gives me a hypo, hypo, gives him something to make him sleep. I'm at the hospital to see my wife. We have another child, but she is not glad to see me. I have been drinking while the baby was arriving. Her father stays with her. It is a cold, bleak day in November. I have fought hard to stop drinking. Each battle has ended in defeat. I tell my wife I cannot stop drinking. She begs me to go to a hospital for alcoholics. That has been recommended. I say I will go. She makes the arrangements, but I will not go. I'll do it all myself. This time I'm off of it for good. I'll just take a few beers now and then. It is the last day of the following October, a dark, rainy morning. I come to on a pile of hay in a barn. I look for liquor and can't find any. I wander to a table and drink 5 bottles of beer. I must get some liquor. Suddenly I feel hopeless, unable to go on. I go home. My wife is in the living room. She had looked for me last evening after I left the car and wandered off into the night. She had looked for me this morning. She had reached the end of her rope. There is no use trying anymore, for there is nothing to try. Don't say anything, I say to her. I am going to do something. I'm in the hospital for alcoholics. I am an alcoholic. The insane asylum lies ahead. Could I have myself locked up at home? One more foolish idea. I might go out west on a ranch where I couldn't get anything to drink. I might do that. Another foolish idea. I wish I was dead, as I have often wished before. I am too yellow to off myself. Four alcoholics play bridge in a smoke-filled room, anything to get my mind from myself. The game is over and the other three leave. I start to clean up. Debris. One man comes back, closing the door behind him. He looks at me. You think you are hopeless, don't you? He asks. I know it, I reply. Well, you're not, says the man. There are men on the street of New York today who were worse than you, and they don't drink anymore. What are you doing here then? I asked. I went out of here 9 days ago saying that I was going to be honest, but I wasn't, he answered. A fanatic, I thought to myself, but I was polite. What is it? So try to read through. Okay, there it is. I was polite. What is it? I inquire. Then he asked me if I believed in a power greater than myself, whether I call that power God, Allah, Confucius, Prime, Cause, Divine, Mind, or any other name. I told him that I believe in electricity and other forces of nature, but as for a God, if there is one, he has never done anything for me. Then he asked me if I am willing to right all the wrongs I have ever done to anyone, no matter how wrong I thought the others were. Am I willing to be honest with myself about myself and tell someone about myself, and am I willing to think of other people, of their needs instead of myself in order to get rid of the drink problem? I'll do anything, I replied. Then all your troubles are over, says the man and leaves the room. The man is in bad mental shape, certainly. I pick up a book and try to read, but I cannot concentrate. I get in bed and turn on the light, but I cannot sleep. Suddenly a thought comes. Can all the worthwhile people I have known be wrong about God? Then I find myself thinking about myself and a few things that I had wanted to forget. I begin to see I am not the person I had thought myself, that I had judged myself by comparing myself to others and always to my own advantages. It is a shock. Then comes a thought that is like a voice. Who are you to say there is no God? It rings in my head. I can't get rid of it. I get out of bed and go to the man's room. He is reading. I must ask you a question, I say to the man. How does prayer fit into this thing? Well, he answered, you probably tried praying like I have when you've been in a jam. You've said, God, please do this or that. And if it turned out your way, that was the last of it. And if it didn't, you said there isn't any God. Or he doesn't do anything for me. Is that right? Yes, I replied. That isn't the way, he continued. The thing I do is to say, God, here I am and here are all my troubles. I've made a mess of things and can't do anything about it. You take me and all my troubles and do anything you want with me. Does that answer your question? Yes, it does, I answer. I return to bed. It doesn't make sense. Suddenly, I feel a wave of utter hopelessness sweep over me. I am in the bottom of hell, and there a tremendous hope is born. It might be true. I tumble out of bed onto my knees. I know not what I say, but slowly a great peace comes over me. I feel lifted up. I believe in God. I crawl back into bed and sleep like a child. Some men and women come to visit my friend of the night before. He invites me to meet them. They are a joyous crowd. I have never seen people that joyous before. We talk. I tell them of the peace and that I believe in God. I think of my wife. I must write her. One girl suggests that I phone her. What a wonderful idea. My wife hears my voice and she knows that I have found the answer to life. She comes to New York. I get out of the hospital and we visit some of these newfound friends. I am home again. I have lost the fellowship. Those who understand me are far away. The same old problems and worries still around me. Members of my family annoy me. Nothing seems to be working out right. I am blue and unhappy. Maybe a drink. I put on my hat and dash off in the car. Get into the lives of other people is one thing the fellows in New York had said. I go to see a man I had been asked to visit and tell him my story. I feel much better. I have forgotten about a drink. I am on a train headed for a city. I have left my wife at home, sick, and I have been unkind to her in leaving. I am very unhappy. Maybe a few drinks when I get to the city will help. A great fear seizes me. I talk to the stranger in the seat beside me. The fear and the insane idea of are taken away. Things are not going so well at home. I am learning that I cannot have my way or my own way as I used to. I blame my wife and children. Anger possesses me. Anger such as I have never felt before. I will not stand for it. I pack my bag and leave. I stay with some understanding friends. I see where I have been wrong in some respects. I don't feel angry anymore. I return home and say I am sorry for my wrong. I am quite quiet again, but I have not seen yet that I should do some constructive acts of love without expecting any return. I shall learn this after some more explosions. I am blue again. I want to sell the place and move away. I want to get where I can find some alcoholics to help and where I can have some fellowship. A man calls me on the phone. Will I take a young fellow who has been drinking for 2 weeks to live with me? Soon I have others who are alcoholics and some who have other problems. I begin to play God. I feel that I can fix them all. I do not fix anyone, but I am getting part of a tremendous education, and I have made some new friends. Nothing is right. Finances are in a bad shape. I must find a way to make some money. The family seems to think of nothing but spending. People annoy me. I try to read. I try to pray. Gloom surrounds me. Why has God left me? I mope around the house. I will not go out and I will not enter into anything. What is the matter? I cannot understand. I will not be that way. I'll get drunk. It is a cold-blooded idea. It is premeditated. I fix up a little apartment over the garage with books and drinking water. I am going to town to get some liquor and food. I shall not drink until I get back to the apartment. Then I shall lock myself in and read. And as I read, I shall take little drinks at long intervals. I shall get myself mellow and stay that way. I get in the car and drive off. Halfway down the driveway, a thought strikes me. I'll be honest anyways. I'll tell my wife what I am doing or what I'm going to do. I back up to the door and go into the house. I call my wife into a room where we can talk privately. I tell her quietly what I intend to do. She says nothing. She does not get excited. She maintains a perfect calm. I cannot see the cause of this temptation now, but I am to learn later that it began with my desire for material success becoming greater than my interest in the welfare of my fellow man. I learned more of that foundation stone of character, which is honest. I learned that when we act upon the highest conception of honesty that is given us, our sense of honesty becomes more acute. I learned that honesty is truth and that truth shall make us free. Now, when he was saying that, he's setting himself up. Y'all, it happens. Hi, Riza. It happens. Setting yourself up to go back out and drink. There are people that have done that more than once, believe me. But what I have learned from watching others and being in my own situation of pounding it down, that's all I wanted to do. I drank to oblivion. I had no care in the world. All I cared about was getting that alcohol, whatever way it was going to get it. No, I didn't sell myself. I was not that. No. Not at all. But that's what alcohol does, is it makes you crazy. Really freaking crazy. It definitely does not help depression and anxiety and panic attacks and all those things. It intensifies them and makes it worse. I did go back out before I found AA. Y'all know that. I've been honest about it. I did go back out. And I can honestly say, yeah, that I set myself up before I ever knew anything about this book. And so when I got to most of these stories in this book, they all smacked me like, hey, you did this. This is so stuff that happens that has happened to me, to friends and family members, and there's alcoholics everywhere. And not everybody is so lucky to get out of it. And I feel grateful to everybody that does meetings, that goes to meetings, that holds the meetings, that helps those people that don't think that there's help for them. When there is so much help. And I have a lot of gratitude for finding AA when I did and learning the steps that I needed to take to make it longer and know that I don't have to have that drink. I never have to have that drink. That is a choice. And like I said, some of my friends have fallen off, but they're back on the wagon of no drinking. And the thing that I can say that I am grateful for is that I am trusted enough with my friends, knowing that they can be honest with me and tell me if they did go out and do that. Because some people will go out and they won't tell you. And I always check in on them. I don't check in on them all the time, but I do maybe once every couple weeks. I will ask them how they're doing in their sobriety, and that's because I was given this gift for free. And I care about all of those people that don't believe that there's something bigger than themselves that can help them get out of the drink. Cork that bottle, throw it out. Yes, when I got here, when I moved into this apartment, I had all my stuff in the storage unit for 10 years. 10 years. When we moved into this apartment, I found all of my liquor bottles that were empty, completely empty. And I was like, I sat with them for a minute and I decided at that point in time that I'm not going back. Never. Never going back to that. That person does not exist. Because who I am now is who I have always been. A caring person, wants to help the next one, willing to be there to hold someone's hand. And I strive for those people that they're scared to reach out. I was scared too. You have to want it for yourself. You can't get it for somebody else. I helped my twin sister get sober. She's one of my best friends. We went through the alcoholism together. We're still recovering alcoholics. But I think the reason I was able to kick it completely is being sober before I found AA, and I had already told my sister, don't call me when you're drunk. Because that was something our father did while we were growing up. He would call us to say he was dying. He was not. He called once and said that he had got a DUI. That really pissed me off. Because there was a family the day before my birthday that got hit by a drunk driver. They were walking down a highway and they all died. And here he was bragging about his accomplishment of he got a DUI. Yeah. So I was pissed, and I told him how pissed I was, and I said, don't you ever call me again. And then I became an alcoholic. Something that I fought to never become. And then I became that person. It's not fun. Not when you are drowning yourself. And I don't know, just it stuck with me. It's like a magnet. That's all I talk about. Well, I talk about other things, but I have the courage to say that I am a recovering alcoholic, and that is what the truth is. I can go into a bar doesn't bother me. I can go dancing. I haven't done that in years, but I could go dancing. It wouldn't bother me. Because I know I don't have to take that drink. I am strong enough to say no. I have done it for the past 11 years without a problem. The withdrawals are the sucky part. Once you get through the withdrawals on that, you know, it'll be better. I went through those. I did not want to go to no doctor, no nothing to get help for me to go through those withdrawals. I just did it by myself. And it's a tough battle when you first start. But since every single day has been worth it, good and bad, because just because we're sober doesn't mean that we don't have those good days and those bad days, just like normal people. We are a normal person that, you know, while we're drinking, we completely forgot we were. And we were the ones that pushed them all away. They didn't push us out. We were the ones that withdrew from them. And that's what the book tells us. And it's the truth. Good evening, Riza. Glad to see you. You're always in my comments. Come up. Come up. Come on. Come on. Don't act like you can't. Come on, get up here. He jumped on my lap now. Come on. Get up here. Get up. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Really? You're such a spoiled brat. He's so spoiled. What are you doing? You guys want to see him? I get the oohs and the ahs. And everybody pets me. Everybody likes a writer, huh? Everybody likes a writer. He is a little quirky. He's got, as you can tell, his ear is not normal. But he's a good boy. Good boy. Aren't you a good boy? Give me a kiss. Mwah. He has become such a mama boy. All the boys are mama boys, huh? Chubb was, Copper was, Willard is, Mike is, and now Ryder. All mama boys, huh? Yeah. See, I didn't even get any of my pets that were females either. I've always been the only female, huh? I need a female. We need a breed, huh? Anyways, you guys, I'm going to read the daily reflection. I think this is the first time you've actually caught the live stream, Reza. All right. Daily reflection. Here we go. A priceless reward. Work with other alcoholics. It works when other activities fail. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 89. Life will take on new meaning, as the big book says, page 89. This promise has helped me to avoid self-seeking and self-pity, to watch others grow in this. wonderful program. To see them improve the quality of their lives is a priceless reward for my effort. To help others, self-examination is yet another reward for an ongoing recovery, as are serenity, peace, and contentment. The energy delivered from seeking others on a successful path of sharing with them the joys of the journey gives to my life a new meaning. I'm going to share this on Facebook. I didn't go live over there. Anyway, but let's say the serenity prayer so I can kick this dog off my lap. He is literally laid down on my lap. It's different having a lap dog, y'all. This one wants on me all the time. All the time, huh? He's so cuddly. He loves the cuddle. But he's a little heater. So he makes mama roast. Roast, huh? Yeah, I think I'm getting sick. Lovely. Anyways, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you guys.